Hey everyone, we're back with another video. Here is puzzle number 59. We're playing up against, this is actually a one where a world champion actually loses in this match. Well, I think perceived to have lost maybe. So Friedman was playing against Alexander Elekine. This particular one is a funny one because we would love to have a knight come here. So our dream position is this. I'd love to have my knight here, and that's going to be hitting both the king and the queen. The problem is with our dream position is this pawn is here, and he can't capture back. He can capture back here, so we've got to find a way of removing that pawn. And the way to do that is we want to come up with a powerful forcing move to force this pawn this way. And that particular forcing move is this knight coming here, because that comes with a check. And if he doesn't react to it, if he moves his king away, let's say this knight just keeps coming crashing in to the position, and it's going to be winning a lot of material. So that is why in this position this is the move. And then the knight comes here, hitting both the king and the queen. Okay, so let's see. Okay, yeah, this one's a bit of a funny one. So this is just a trap piece puzzle. So with this, you'll notice that this queen hasn't got particularly many squares it can go to. Well, it can go to quite a few squares, but if I had a bishop on this square and it was defended, this would be a trap piece. And the way to do that is we can remove this pawn out the way, and suddenly the bishop has got his defender. So with that in mind, we can do that and that. There we go. Okay, black to play. Okay, so this is another one I tend to get wrong, but it's well, I say wrong. I mean, I tend to take a while to solve it, but it's relatively easy. Essentially, all you have to do is think about all these pieces in the line like this. It's quite a lot of pieces here. I'd love to this rook. I'd love to have down here, but this queen's in the way. So I've got to find a way of removing that queen, and then I'm delivering absolute punishment along this. So the way to do that is I can capture this pawn. After the queen captures, I then take the queen, and after the king captures, suddenly this rook comes with a check. So we create a forcing move, and then these guys just drop off like flies. So that is the solution to this one. And like so. Okay. Right. So this one is another one. I say I've struggled. I mean, I say I've struggled with a lot of these puzzles, but actually, to be honest with you, I haven't. I think I failed this one once by accident. It's not actually that difficult, but it's still a little bit hard. But essentially with this, you've just got to know that we've got a lot of pieces surrounding his king. My dream position would be I'd love to have a queen on h2, because that would deliver checkmate here. So the way I can reach that is if I can try and move this pawn out the way, I'm kind of a step closer. So that, and with that in mind, this forcing move looks really strong. So after this rook captures, I'd love this pawn to come here, and after that, this queen could potentially come to the square. There's one other solution to have a look at though, is after this rook could come here, but against this, it's absolutely fine as we can now exploit the back rank, and there's not really any way he can defend against us. He has to run back with his rook. And after that we take the rook off, and we're doing well. Okay, so there we go. So again, just to sort of illustrate that to you, similar thing as well on there. And after this, there's no defense against this. He has to maybe sacrifice his rook just to survive the mate. Okay, this one is a classic Bowden mates. Hopefully you've spotted this, but essentially just look at the potential of these bishop pair. With that in mind, we'd love to have a bishop here if this pawn wasn't here. So the way we can move this pawn out of the way is capture here, this pawn moves out of the way. Thank you very much, checkmate. So yeah, look, these lovely bishops. With this one, let's see, I'm going to get this right, because I think I've got this one wrong before. There's one that's sort of similar to this one. The problem we've got... oh dear, sorry about this. The problem here is I'd love to capture this pawn, but black's got a good counter attack with knight captures the queen, and it just doesn't work. So there's a few exchanges, but in the end we're still losing. So or we're maybe up a pawn, but there's a much better line against that instead, and it's all to do with trying to get our bishop somehow around to here. In an ideal world, we'd love to have this pawn out the way, because if we get a bishop or a queen on this square, or even on this square, we're winning. We say we're winning, we've got checkmate. So the way we can do that is we've got actually quite a strong forcing move of the bishop coming here. This pawn has to capture, there's no other move. If he tries to take our queen, that's absolutely fine, as we capture this pawn and we deliver checkmate. Also, if he captures our bishop, this queen comes here, we're also winning as well. So that is the solution to that. Black to play. Is this a trap piece puzzle? I think it is. Oh no, this one's a different one. Okay, this one I found hard the first time I did it, and it's actually quite a difficult one. But essentially, you've got to look at this this bishop here. So in an ideal world, would love to deliver mate here, but this bishop unfortunately is defended by the queen. So there's actually a move that will block interference tactic that will block the communication between these two pieces. So with that in mind, the move here is actually bishop to b5. Really powerful move. Is now after this pawn captures. If he takes the queen, by the way, we take the queen off the pawn captures, and then we're still threatening, and we've also got a very, very good position. But here after this, we've now blocked the communication, so we can now deliver the checkmate in one. Okay. This one is a tricky one. I just want to get the ordering right. So here we've got a nice little deflection tactic here. Well, there's quite a few things going on here. There's an overload, and I think there's a deflection tactic in this one. But essentially, we'd love to get our rook down here, because as soon as this rook captures, we take the queen. Pretty straightforward, right? However, another move that could happen is this bishop could come here, and that uncovers another tactic for us with the queen capturing the rook as well. So that is the solution to this one. We go here, and we then, now let me get this right, if I capture this way, this queen then also defends this rook as well. And there we go. Alright, so we're going to finish this video for today. Stay tuned for some more tactics with Andrew.